This is WENY News at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Aisha McKenzie. Thanks for choosing WENY News at 11. We have an update to the car pedestrian accident that happened last night in Elmira. Our media partner, the Star-Gazette, reports a family member has identified the pedestrian struck by a car on Wanna and Gray Streets as 61-year-old Susan Sheets. According to her family, Sheets was walking home when she was hit by a car, sustaining injuries to her face and spleen. The driver of the car, who has not been identified by police, drove Sheets to her home on the south side after the accident, says Sheets' family. The driver then reportedly returned to the scene of the accident. Sheets is in critical condition at Robert Packer Hospital in Sayre.
Well, most of us dry across the Twin Tiers tonight with cloudy skies, but there are a few flurries and light snow showers dropping through the northwestern Finger Lakes region, Yates County, northern over towards northern Steuben County, and then parts of Schuyler County as well. May see a light coating of accumulation on the ground here. They'll tend to weaken as they push off towards the south and east, and elsewhere just cloudy skies for the overnight period. 32 are high today, a low 27. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:32. Currently, we're at 28 degrees, cloudy skies, winds out of the west 9 miles an hour, feeling more like 19 out there. That's the current wind chill. 27 in Corning, 29 in Dansville, and also looking at some upper 20s at this hour over in Penyan with some light snow in the area. 23 in Erin and 24 in New Albany. First forecast for the rest of tonight, cloudy skies, some flurries and light snow showers mainly to the north and west of Elmira. Down to 22 degrees, so a cold night, and tomorrow only 32 for the 5-degree guarantee. We will have cloudy skies with some peaks of sunshine here and there. Better chance of seeing the sun on Sunday. Still looking unsettled, but mild for much of next week. Complete forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Joe. Well, a tragic end to the search for a missing 5-year-old boy who was falsely reported to be abducted from his Albany area home. 19-year-old Tiffany Van Alstyne, who lived in the house, has been charged with second-degree murder for the death of the 5-year-old Kenneth White. Van Alstyne is the daughter of the boy's legal guardian. Albany County Sheriff Craig Apple says Kenneth White was found dead just before 9:30 Thursday night. Police say the boy was strangled to death. He was found opposite the house, covered in snow. According to authorities, a K-9 officer found the body almost immediately after being let out of the officer's car. An autopsy is being conducted at Albany Medical Center. And the Vessel Police Department needs your help finding this man. 59-year-old Victor Tamboon Shekov, according to police, he was last seen on Wednesday morning. He is described as a white male, about 5 feet 9 inches tall and 165 pounds, and he is believed to be wearing a tan Columbia coat and tan boots. Anyone with information is asked to call the Vessel Police Department at 754-2111. And this weekend, over 1,000 holiday wreaths will be laid on graves in Woodlawn National Cemetery in Elmira. It's a national event called Wreaths Across America and has now expanded to our area. WENY's Leanne DeRosa joins us live in the studio with the story. Leanne?
Aisha, Woodlawn National Cemetery has laid ceremonial wreaths for each branch of the military during the holidays before, but this year, for the first time, they'll lay wreaths on veterans' graves. On the second Saturday in December for decades, wreaths have been laid on veterans' graves at Arlington National Cemetery. Now, the Wreaths Across America tradition has made its way to Woodlawn National Cemetery in Elmira.
So this is really the first time that it was open to the general public, and the response was huge.
Matthew Sharp of Cameron Manufacturing and Design says he and his team decided to spearhead the event in our area this year. They helped get the word out, and people from the community sponsored wreaths.
We didn't think it would be as big as it is. We were hoping for 500 wreaths. The final tally that is here now is 1,008.
Sharp says everyone was ready for the ceremony, which was scheduled for Saturday the 13th, except for the wreaths. They were a no-show.
It was last Friday, right about this time, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we got the call saying the wreaths are not going to come.
There was a mix-up in the delivery paperwork, and the wreaths ended up in Indiana. But the Wreaths Across America organization quickly made a new batch that arrived on Wednesday. Now Sharp says even though the original ceremony has come and gone, the wreaths will still be displayed.
We're not doing another ceremony. We just felt that the one was awesome, and we just felt that was the good one, and we're just going to keep it to tomorrow where the volunteers can come in at 10 o'clock.
Sharp says his goal in the next 5 years is to cover nearly 8,000 graves that are in Woodlawn National Cemetery. Sharp says anyone is welcome to help lay the wreaths tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. In the studio, Leanne DeRosa, WENY News.
Well, throughout December, you've probably seen the Salvation Army red kettles and bell ringers in the community. And maybe you've thrown in some coins or dollar bills, but the local Salvation Army got a few unusual donations this week. Major Craig Haggerty says someone dropped a $20 gold coin from 1922 in the kettle outside of Jubilee Foods in Horseheads. And he says they also got a 1-pound copper block in the mail. Haggerty says he has to have them appraised, but he guesses the block is worth around $80 and the coin about $1,000. Haggerty says this is actually the 4th gold coin they've gotten here in Elmira over the past few years. And flags flew half-staff on New York State government buildings today in honor of a Fort Hood soldier who died in Afghanistan this month. New York City native Sergeant Raymond Morris was killed after enemy forces attacked his vehicle on December 12th in Parwan province. Governor Andrew Cuomo has directed the flags on all state buildings to be lowered to half-staff, not just for Morris, but in honor and in tribute to all states' service members. A special day for the Dundee community as one of its post offices was officially renamed after a fallen local soldier. WENY Samantha Potter has more.
I've carried mail through snow up to my waist. I've been in freezing weather. I've had packages up to my neck. But the hardest day and the hardest thing I've ever had to do as a postal employee was to lower that flag to half-mast with Kenny Scott, Christopher's father.
Army Specialist Christopher Scott, a graduate of Dundee Central School, was scheduled to come home from Afghanistan 3 years ago, preparing to start a new life with his soon-to-be wife. 12 days prior to coming home, he was killed during an attack, and now the day September 3rd, 2011 will always be a dark day for the Scott family.
And he came to my front door, and he personally asked me if we could lower the flag in honor of his son.
That same post office in Tyrone will now be named after the 21-year-old fallen soldier. His mother, Tammy Scott, says she hopes people will remember the young man who paid the ultimate sacrifice every time they get their mail.
Just remember him, that he followed his dream and he died doing what he wanted to do. That was his dream since he was a little boy, and he got to do it. And how many people can say that they got to do that?
Such an honor, such an honor. He could have gone to any post office that morning, but this was where he considered home. This was his post office, and now this is our post office and Christopher Scott's post office.
Both Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Congressman Tom Reed attended today's dedication, as renaming the post office required congressional approval and signed by President Obama. In Tyrone, Samantha Potter, WENY News.
From fracking to casinos, Congressman Tom Reed had a lot to talk about this morning. Reed was not shy to address his disappointment about the Gaming Council's decision to not give Tioga Downs a casino bid and Governor Cuomo's decision to ban hydraulic fracking. He says the decision is devastating news for the Southern Tier economy and its residents.
Southern Tier has had its back turned on by Albany. I demand that the governor issue that 4th license that is out there that wasn't determined the other day, and grant that to Tioga Downs. Grant that here in the Southern Tier.
Going forward, Reed hopes his recently passed Revitalize American Manufacturing and Innovation Act will help Americans get back to work in 2015. Several Ithaca residents have been hit by a phone scam. The Ithaca Police Department says the scam consists of a caller asking for donations to the New York State Association of Police Officers. The caller states the money will go to the families of officers killed in the line of duty. People skeptical of the legitimacy of the organization are offered a phone number and website to use where they can verify the authenticity of the charity. The phone number and the website does not exist. If you receive this phone call, hang up and call the police to file a report. Coming up, big-name retailers are pulling toy guns that look like real ones off the shelves. We'll tell you which ones. And here's a look at our Crystal City Skycam in Centerway Square. Joe's 4 forecast right after the break. You're watching WENY News at 11.